Patience is hard to maintain, much more so during challenging times. While some possess a natural calm, many might find themselves clenching their fists, raising their voices, or walking away in frustration at the first sign of discomfort. Under the right circumstances, even the most collected among us will reach their breaking point. Patience is often said to be a virtue, yet practicing it isn't always that straightforward. We all encounter moments of impatience, but mastering patience is an art that demands dedication and constant practice. It's not an overnight achievement, but a valuable skill that pays off in the long run. So here are several effective tips to help you maintain your patience when you feel like you're about to lose it. Tapping into your emotions is a powerful method for cultivating patience by becoming more aware of your feelings and how they work in order to manage them effectively. It's all about recognizing what you're feeling in moments when you're starting to lose patience and using that awareness to take control of the situation. Start by noticing the specific emotions you feel when impatience bubbles up. Is it frustration, anger, anxiety, or perhaps a mix of several feelings? Being able to name these emotions is the first step in managing them. Once you know what you're feeling, try to figure out what, in that moment, is causing these emotions. Are you tired, hungry, or feeling pressured by a deadline? When you figure it out, instead of reacting impulsively to these feelings like snapping at someone or making a hasty decision, take a moment to pause. Use the information your emotions provide to make better choices. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed because you're juggling too many tasks, it might be a sign to prioritize or delegate, not just push through the stress. Or imagine you're in a long line at the grocery store and you start to feel irritated because you're in a hurry. Instead of letting this irritation turn into anger towards the staff or other customers, you take a second and recognize your frustration and understand it's because you're running late for a meeting. With this awareness, you decide to send a quick message to let others know you might be a few minutes late, relieving some pressure. Meanwhile, you use this waiting time to do something productive, like checking your emails or planning your week. Reframing the experience is another very important technique in your journey. When you reframe an experience, you shift your focus from the negative aspects to the potential benefits and the potential learning opportunities as well. For instance, if a project at work is taking longer than expected, you might see it as a chance to refine the outcome and ensure the best possible results instead of getting frustrated about the delay. Doing so transforms a scenario of waiting or slow progress into an opportunity for improvement and growth. Another example could be when you're inevitably stuck in traffic, which can be a classic trigger for impatience. Instead of focusing on the delay and your growing frustration, you reframe the situation by viewing it as a rare opportunity to listen to your favorite podcast, catch up on an audiobook, or simply enjoy some alone time to think and reflect. This shift in perspective alleviates the delay's irritation and enriches your day with a productive or enjoyable moment. This approach to reframing also enhances your overall emotional well-being by increasing satisfaction in daily life. Always look at the big picture. Sometimes take a step back and consider the broader context of a situation, rather than focusing on the immediate inconvenience and frustration. This perspective helps you see beyond the present moment and understand how minor setbacks fit into a larger scheme. When you adopt a big picture viewpoint, you remind yourself of the ultimate goals or benefits associated with what you're waiting for, making the wait more tolerable and meaningful. Consider a scenario where you're trying to save money for a down payment on a house, but the process is slower than you expected. It's easy to become impatient, especially when you see others achieving their goals more quickly. However, by looking at the big picture, you remember that each small saving contributes to a larger goal of home ownership, which is not just about immediate gratification, but a long-term investment in your future. This realization can calm your immediate frustrations and reinforce the value of patience as a tool for achieving substantial life goals. By consistently reminding yourself of the bigger picture, you cultivate patience and maintain motivation and a positive outlook despite the challenge that comes with any long-term endeavor. When you have all of the above on lock, it's important to practice mindfulness. This is a powerful tool that helps you stay focused on the present moment and manage your emotional responses more effectively. Mindfulness involves paying close attention to your current experiences, like what you're feeling, thinking, and sensing, without judgment or immediate reaction. This heightened awareness can dramatically reduce feelings of impatience by grounding you in the here and the now, rather than letting your mind wander to the what-ifs or frustrations. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to observe your feelings of impatience as they arise, acknowledge them without criticism, and let them pass without letting them dominate your actions. This could come into play when you're waiting for a response to an important email that's taking longer than you anticipated. Instead of constantly checking your inbox and growing more anxious and irritated, you engage in a mindfulness exercise. You might focus on your breathing, notice the sensations in your body, or observe your surroundings, which can help divert your attention from the delay and reduce feelings of stress. The beauty of mindfulness is that it can be practiced anywhere at any time, whether you're in a long line at the store, stuck in traffic, or waiting for a meeting to start. Taking a moment to tune into your present experiences can help you manage impatience more effectively. Developing coping strategies is crucial, and there are specific activities you can use to manage or alter your emotional state when facing situations that might typically drive you insane. By establishing a set of reliable coping mechanisms, you can quickly tap into them whenever you start to feel overwhelmed or impatient. These strategies might include engaging in physical activities to release tension, using humor to lighten the mood, or practicing relaxation techniques. You may one day encounter a difficult person whose actions are pushing you towards impatience, as we all do sometimes. In such cases, you could use a coping strategy like listening to music or performing a few stretches. These activities distract and soothe you, reducing immediate frustration and enabling you to approach the interaction more calmly and patiently. Having a variety of coping strategies at your disposal means you can choose the most effective one, depending on the situation and your current emotional state. Tracking your progress is an essential method for cultivating patience by providing a tangible way to see how you are developing over time when it comes to managing your reactions to frustrating situations. This involves setting clear goals for your patience, monitoring your responses in various scenarios, and reflecting on how you handle delays and setbacks. By keeping a record of your progress, you can observe improvements, understand patterns in your behavior, and identify areas that need further development. This motivates you to continue working harder and gives you a sense of accomplishment as you see real evidence of your growth. You might decide to focus on being more patient during meetings that run long. You can start by noting every time you successfully keep calm in a meeting, recording what helped you maintain your composure, such as taking deep breaths or focusing on the discussion's positive aspects. Over time, you can look back at your notes and see a pattern of improvement, or perhaps notice specific triggers that still challenge your patience, which you can then address more directly. Tracking these details can help you refine your approach over time, making each challenge a little easier to handle. Stay committed. Dedication to developing commitment is a virtue. Even when progress seems slow or problems arise, commitment in this case means consistently applying the techniques you've learned to manage impatience and continuously refine your ability to remain calm and composed in trying situations. When you stay committed, you recognize that cultivating patience is not a one-time effort, but a continuous process that requires perseverance and dedication. This mindset helps you push through moments of frustration or setbacks, keeping your long-term goals of becoming more patient in focus. By staying committed, you continually remind yourself of the importance of seeing projects through to the end, even when you're at work or when they become challenging. You apply strategies like breaking the project into smaller tasks, celebrating small victories, and reflecting on how each step brings you closer to your final goal. This sustained effort helps you manage impatience and maintain motivation. Another scenario could be in your personal relationships, where misunderstandings or differences often test one's patience. Staying committed in this context would surface as regularly practicing empathy, listening actively, and managing your responses, even when emotions run high. Over time, this commitment can transform how you interact with others, leading to more meaningful and harmonious relationships. To learn more about living a better life, be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.